I bet you didn't know crafting could be this easy. Whether you're a complete beginner or just looking to brush up on your skills, this guide will walk you through the basics of knitting, crocheting, and stitching. Crafting is a wonderful way to relax and create something beautiful with your own hands. Follow along for some awesome tips and tricks. That will make your crafting journey enjoyable and stress-free. We'll cover everything from the essential tools you'll need to the basic techniques that form the foundation of these crafts. First off, let's talk about knitting. Knitting is a method of creating fabric by interlocking loops of yarn with knitting needles. It's a versatile craft that can be used to make everything from cozy scarves to intricate sweaters. Start with some simple yarn and big needles. The larger needles and thicker yarn make it easier to see your stitches and handle the yarn. This is especially helpful for beginners who are just getting the hang of the movements. Cast on a few stitches and practice the basic knit stitch. The knit stitch is the foundation of many knitting patterns. Once you get comfortable with this stitch, you'll be able to move on to more complex patterns and techniques. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Knitting is a learning process, and every mistake is an opportunity to improve. Don't get discouraged if your first few projects aren't perfect. That's how you learn. Don't be afraid to unravel your work and start over. Each time you do, you'll get a little bit better. Next, let's move on to crocheting. Grab a crochet hook and some yarn. Crocheting involves creating fabric by interlocking loops of yarn with a crochet hook. It's similar to knitting, but uses a single hook instead of two needles. Make a slip knot and chain a few stitches. The chain stitch is the foundation of most crochet projects. It's a simple stitch that forms the base of your work. Practice the single crochet stitch. It's super beginner friendly. The single crochet stitch is one of the most basic and versatile stitches in crochet. Once you master it, you'll be able to create a wide variety of projects. If you mess up, just pull the yarn and start over. No stress. Crocheting is very forgiving, and it's easy to fix mistakes. Finally, let's talk about stitching. Get a needle, thread, and some fabric. Stitching or sewing by hand is a method of joining fabric together using a needle and thread. It's a fundamental skill that can be used for everything from mending clothes to creating detailed embroidery. Try a simple running stitch. The running stitch is one of the most basic stitches and is great for beginners. It's a straight stitch that goes in and out of the fabric, creating a dashed line. Push the needle in and out of the fabric, making small, even stitches. This stitch is perfect for seams and simple designs. It's also a great way to practice your hand-eye coordination and control. It's like drawing with thread. Pro tip: keep your projects small and simple at first. This will help you build confidence and skills without getting overwhelmed. You'll build confidence and skills in no time. Start with small projects like dishcloths, scarves, or simple embroidery designs. These projects are quick to complete and will give you a sense of accomplishment. So grab your supplies, relax, and enjoy the process. Happy crafting! Remember, the key to success in any craft is patience and practice. Take your time and don't be afraid to experiment with different techniques and materials. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in your crafting abilities. So let's get started and have some fun with knitting, crocheting, and stitching. Crafting is not just a hobby, it's a way to express your creativity and make something unique. Enjoy every moment of it and don't rush the process. Each stitch, each loop, and each knot is a step towards creating something beautiful. So, take a deep breath, gather your materials, and let's dive into the wonderful world of crafting together.